A little less than 15 years ago, Antony Svilicich had a love-hate relationship with physiotherapist Dale Edgar. Mr. Svilicich had barely survived the 2002 Bali bombings, returning to Australia with burns to 60% of his body. He had a heart attack at Royal Perth Hospital before Dr. Fiona Wood performed life-saving emergency surgery on him. After 53 days on his back in the intensive care unit, the Perth man likened his joints to rusty bolts with no CRC spray in sight. Dr. Edgar's plan was to force them loose. You'd get out of the more demanding exercises with some of the other physios, but not Dale, Mr. Svilicich said. Bali burns victim Antony Svilicich with the physiotherapist he says helped him recover, Dale Edgar. Picture Michael Wilson, West Australiani. Remember on one occasion my quads were as tight as guitar strings and he was trying to get me down on my knees, it just wouldn't happen. Eventually I fell over sideways. He got me down on my knees the next day though. He's probably the reason why I've got such great movement now. The surgeons help save your life, but the physios determine how well you recover, as Mr. Svilicich put it. Bali was just the beginning. The trauma of the explosions at Paddy's Bar and the Sari Club was the precursor to months of excruciating rehabilitation. Even now, he is working with a physiotherapist as he waits for surgery to relieve tension in his shoulder. Unsurprisingly, he chose Dr. Edgar, the head of the University of Notre Dame's burn injury research node. The survivors formed strong bonds with each other and the Perth clinicians. The role camaraderie played in the aftermath of the bombings was one of the key lessons for the medical team. Dr. Edgar will speak today at the 15th anniversary dawn service at Kings Park about what he learned from his time with a very special group of people. Every chance we've had since then it's been all about getting the camaraderie and the banter going, getting the tunes on and getting everybody to work hard, Dr. Edgar said. It's about working hard alongside people who know what it's like. If someone isn't having a good day, it's often the patients who will help get them over the line in that session. Since the night Bali lost its innocence, big terror attacks have become more common. Recent mass casualty events in Las Vegas, London and Paris set Mr. Svilicich on edge. I do suffer from anxiety when there's a big attack, he said. You think to yourself, we're safe these days. Your heart rate goes up. You start thinking about scenarios. You get angry at times, grit your teeth and clench your fists. I try to limit the information I get. Mr. Svilicich said the dawn memorial service was about remembrance and support. Some people are more staunch about it, but for others it's still very raw, he said.